Welcome to Strategic Management course. Strategic Management course in this video will be taught to you in a very simple manner. Strategic Management means the changing environment which you are facing is essential to be observed. Therefore, I define strategic management as positioning yourself to the changing situation or repositioning yourself or your organization to the ever-changing situations. Change is permanent, and hence strategic management is all about positioning your organization to the changing situation. Therefore, at any point of time, strategy means that what kind of competitive advantages do you have, what kind of trade-offs do you have, what kind of differentiations that you have for your organization. The word strategy comes from strategos. That means strategos means the army and ego means to lead. Therefore, at any point of time when you are leading an organization, you are supposed to face challenges. These challenges will be overcome only when you have strategic thinking. So strategic thinking is essential for you to march ahead and to organize your skills and your teamwork to ensure that you achieve success. A team achieves success based on this simple concept. Together, everyone achieves more. So when together are there, that means when all people are together, therefore there is a fair chance of us coming and moving together and achieving success. Therefore, teamwork is essential for any strategies to succeed. Here we understand what is the meaning of the word strategic management. The meaning of the word is to create competitive advantage, to create differentiation, to create focus, and to create trade-off. So strategy does not mean ambitious words like we would like to make more money or we would like to have more amount of market share. That would not be the word for strategy. Those are all words for goals or for aims or objectives. A strategy is successful only when it is having a vision statement and a mission statement. A vision statement is the idea through which you are going to make your organization to reach a particular destination through your thought process. What we see through our eyes is sight, and what we see through our mind is vision. So a vision statement should give clarity on where you are going to be, say, in another 5 to 10 years of time. Similarly, the mission statement is the statement or the purpose of your organization, why you have created the organization or why you are existing as an organization. So therefore, when vision statement and mission statement is written, this written will give you a direction to write your objectives. The objectives of the organization should be well defined. Based on the vision, mission and objectives, you can decide or design your strategy. So what kind of position you would like to have, what kind of market leader, what kind of market positioning your organization should have. All these sentences that you write down, they become your strategy. When they become your strategy, it gives you a direction to move forward. So when we learn about strategic management, we learn various concepts told from yesteryears or even strategic management which is taken from Arthashastra or Chanakya Niti or Chanakya Arthashastra, as well as Indian concepts of strategic thinking which are written in various scriptures and books. So Indian strategic thinking in terms of positioning ourselves has given us an impetus or a new direction in which we can modernize ourselves and position, applying various thought processes from multiple books like Bhagavad Gita or Art of War or Chanakya Niti. Art of War is a Chinese book, but the civilizations in terms of development have been progressed in these two nations for many millenniums. So therefore we can consider varieties of books for thinking and reading about the strategic management. We also have the latest or the modernized strategic thinkers, especially Professor Michael Porter, who speaks about strategic management, and he speaks about strategic management through a wonderful model known as Michael Porter's 5 forces model. In this particular model, we see that there is always an existing rivalry between business houses which are currently available. There is always a competing force which controls the growth prospects of your organization. It could be the bargaining power of customers or bargaining power of suppliers. The another force, the fourth force that we see is the entry of new entrants. The fifth one would be the entry of substitutes or the forces that are created by substitute organizations. So threat of new substitutes or threat of new entrants and bargaining power of suppliers, bargaining power of your customers. coupled with the rivalry in your existing business will lead to these challenges. So therefore, when we study about strategic management, we study strategic management applying various models. It could be TOWS matrix or SWOT analysis or GE 9-cell matrix, or it could be BCG consulting group matrix or McKinsey's 7S framework or Japanese 5S framework, or it could be hierarchy of leadership or intent of hierarchy, or we also would study about 3 circles of management. These are various models which are available for a student to understand strategic management. Strategic management is an ongoing subject where it gets diversified into various functionalities. It could be marketing strategy, financial strategy, advertising strategy, branding strategy, packaging strategy, human resources strategy, and so on and so forth. So at every point of time, we study that these strategic thinking thought processes are essential for an organization to apply and to modify itself, to position itself to the changing situation. So students, with this, I would like to come to the end of strategic management in the first module to give you a small gist of it, that everything depends on strategy. Winning and losing is depending on strategy. Your strategy is good, you will start winning. If your strategy is wrong, you will start failing. So strategic thinking will help you in developing a thought process of how to sustain the entire process of conflict, or process of negotiation, or process of survivability, or process of success. So strategic management will help you in advancing your thought processes to the next level. So every time we need to think of new concepts which will lead to new development and new processes. So therefore, strategy is essential. There are 3 games which are created in India. One is chess, Ludo, and snake and ladder. These 3 games have been invented in India, and these 3 games are played by children in India on a regular basis in their childhood. Many of children in India play these games. Of course, today it is available online as well as through various mobile apps. But these 3 games will help you in coming out with a strategic thinking or a thought process altogether. So therefore, it is essential that you practice strategic thinking to position yourself on a daily basis. So with that, we come to the end of the first preliminary session of strategic management. Thank you and have a nice day. Welcome friends to this video of strategic management. Today we are going to study about objectives and what is meant by SMART objectives. Objectives are always to be measurable, quantified. They should be in a position to be checked and verified. I mean to say, you need to be in a position to see the difference before and after. So whenever we write an objective, it should be measurable, it should be realistic, it should be simple, it should be achievable, it should be time bound. So I put it across something like this: SMART, SMART objectives. That means it should be simple, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, it should be realistic and time bound. So objectives which are very big and which are not realistic cannot be fulfilled by an organization. An objective should be in terms of percentage, in terms of numbers, in terms of additions, in terms of greater market share or growth share. Any of these things can be an objective. So at any point of time, your vision statement and mission statement should match with the objectives. So once the vision statement and vision statement matches with the objectives, there is a fair chance that you can implement the objectives and you can work in the direction on achieving these objectives. So therefore, a strategy is basically based on planning. It is a planning tool for few years or for 3 to 5 years. Now here we also come across the word goal. What is the meaning of the word goal? Goal means dream plus date. For example, you want to purchase a shoe. That is your dream, and you fixed a date to that dream. Say for example, I want to purchase that shoe in another 15 days, and after 15th day I should have this shoe with me. You fix a date to that and you fix a dream to the date. It becomes a goal. So this could be a very short-term goal. There could be medium-term goal, long-term goals, etc. So when we say medium-term goal, it means 1 to 2 years kind of scenario or phase. A long-term goal could be 3 to 5 years. So for example, you are at point A and you want to reach point B. What is the process will you follow? So an organization is at point A and wants to reach point B. It could be a goal, and when a date is fixed to that goal, it becomes a real when the date is fixed to the dream, it becomes a goal and it becomes a clear-cut objective for the organization. So every organization should ensure that they have their realistic goals fixed on a daily basis, team goals for teams, departmental goals for departments, individual goals for individuals. So when an organization synchronizes all these goals, the organization starts scaling up and starts moving up to the next level. So typically there are different types of strategies. So the strategies are expansion strategy, stability strategy, retrenchment strategy, and combination strategy. So when we study about these combination strategies, or when we study about these expansion strategies or stability strategy or retrenchment strategy, it is a process in which you are going to expand and take the organization forward. There are 4 types of grand strategies the organization can use to guide their overall direction and achieve long-term success. The grand strategies are growth strategy that involves expanding the organization's operations, such as increasing sales, acquiring new customers, entering new markets, or introducing new products or services. Stability strategy. This involves maintaining the organization's current position and focusing on maintaining the status as such or status quo rather than seeking to grow or expand. This may involve improving efficiency, reducing costs, or optimizing existing operations. Retrenchment strategy. This involves making strategic changes to the organization in order to reduce costs, improve efficiency, or reinforce on core competencies. This may involve downsizing, divesting non-core business units, or restructuring operations. Combination strategy. This involves using combinations of the above strategies depending on the specific needs and goals of the organization. For example, a company may pursue a growth strategy in order to a strategy in one market while implementing retrenchment strategy in another. So there could be multiple strategies used by organizations in different markets. They may have different pricing strategies, they may have different market penetration strategies in different markets. So all in all, we try to understand that strategic thinking leads to strategic management, and strategic management leads to growth of an organization in general. So at any point of time, everyone should understand that the markets are changing constantly. The behavior of the market is changing constantly. Customers are changing constantly. The market systems are changing constantly. Government regulations are changing constantly. Similarly, taxation rules are changing constantly. The competition from foreign imports are also changing constantly. So the entire business environment is very volatile. It is changing on a continuous basis. So there is always 2 kinds of environment that an organization faces. One, within the organization. 2, external. So the external could be competition, government regulations, legal aspects, social aspects, political aspects, economic aspects, or any kind of disturbances that happens in the nature, weather conditions or wildlife or the ozone or the stratosphere or anywhere in the entire universe where a change happens is also affecting the organization where it is operating in a particular given country. Similarly, there could be a lot of changes happening inside the organization. We call it as internal environment. So environmental analysis is essential for a leader to understand how to reposition his company to the changing situation. As in the previous session we discussed that positioning and repositioning is essential for making an organization successful. So dear participants, it is very important to understand that environment plays a major role. Here we say environment doesn't mean just the physical environment, it means the mindset environment, the digital environment, it could be the environment within an organization, staff challenges, staff benefits, staff issues, or production facilities, or purchase of raw material, or financial challenges, or marketing challenges, or digital challenges, could be the entire environment of an organization. We define it as internal environment. So together the internal and external environment will pose a threat to the survival of an institution or organization. So the survival of an institution or organization will depend on the quality of service that they try to deliver. So the quality of the service that is going to be delivered will be delivered based on the end customer who is going to be the receiver or who is going to utilize these services. So at any point of time, the environment makes a major difference in developing a strategy or designing a strategy, and that leads to growth and success. I always say that the growth or success will depend on the top line and the bottom line of a balance sheet of an organization, or it also could be the market share of an organization. It also could be the potential capacities that the organization has in another next few years. So therefore, what kind of scale up abilities that an organization has? Can you scale up your organization? So scaling up together has to be with another concept called skill up. So scale up and skill up together should lead to growth of an organization. So therefore, skilling up and scaling up is essential to ensure that the strategy that is designed goes on very well. So we also understand about diffusion of innovation. What is the meaning of the word diffusion of innovation? Diffusion is spreading of a particular concept into the market in a given period of time. Now when we say 5 million customers, the first 5 million customers is a benchmark to understand the diffusion of innovation. When radio was invented, it took almost 35 to 40 years to touch first 5 million users. So that was the time span it has taken to touch that many customers. When television was invented, it took almost 15 years to touch first 5 million users. And when color television was invented, it took 7 to 8 years to touch first 5 million users. Similarly, when internet was invented, it took 5 years to touch first 5 million users. And you will find Facebook and WhatsApp. Facebook took almost 1 year to touch first 5 million users. And WhatsApp took just 30 days to touch first 5 million users. So any idea that we have has to be innovated for a spread of its new concept into the world for a benchmark of first 5 million users. That means anything that we diffuse it into the market as quickly as possible with multiple platforms gives us a strategic positioning or strategic strength to succeed in the process of taking it forward. So therefore, diffusion of innovation is essential for the word to move on to the next level. As I say, when you have the first mover advantage, you have a very good scope of taking the business forward. So the first mover advantage with innovation and quick diffusion will make you to have a stronger position in the market. With that, we come to the end of this particular topic on strategic management and innovative thinking. Thank you.